We move to the budget amendment by the Greens. Can I invite Assembly Member Russell to move the amendment, please?
Thank you, Chair. I'm proud to be moving the Green Amendment to the Mayor's final budget today. The final version of our amendment has been updated to reflect the greater potential of the Mayor's budget now that we know he has more money to spend on addressing the urgent problems facing London. As we all know, the pandemic has levied a huge toll on this city. So many Londoners are grieving and have their physical and mental health put under extraordinary pressure. It has deepened pre-existing inequalities and thrown the need to develop the city's resilience into sharp relief. But we're beginning to see the first rays of hope. With a path out of the pandemic on the horizon, now is the time to plant green roots and ensure London not only recovers, but grows into a stronger, more resilient city, more prepared for the urgent demands of economic recovery and addressing the climate crisis. The Green Amendment has been reworked in light of the Mayor's budget, so it can now be supported within existing funding structures and no longer requires any increases in council tax presets. It means we're in a better position to boost the city's resilience, help reach London's climate obligations and support homes for the most vulnerable people. It is still our biggest and boldest proposal this Assembly term, offering imaginative and constructive solutions to the challenges that our city faces. My colleague Sian Berry will second the Green Amendment and detail how it provides vital measures on housing, helping homeless young people under 25 and strengthening renters' rights. Sian will explain how we've more than doubled the amount of spending on youth homelessness, increasing the figure to 3 million taken from the balance of additional council tax and business rates income. I will now speak to our proposals on providing £100,000 of funding to update the Zero Carbon Pathways tool to help local councils meet 2030 targets, invest in safer walking for Outer London, and consulting with Londoners on plans for a fairer road charging system. So this budget presents itself at a key moment in planting the roots of a green recovery. This is why today I'm again putting forward, as part of the amendment, a focus on the Mayor's Zero Carbon Pathway tool. In 2018, the Assembly passed my motion urging the Mayor to declare a climate emergency, which he did. But we've heard this week the alarming news from Sir James Bevan, the Chief Executive of the Environment Agency, that the worst case scenarios of the climate crisis are already starting to hit the UK and will have a devastating impact on the UK if we fail to prepare. Revising the Zero Carbon Pathways tool to 2030 would help both the Mayor and Borough Councils build new plans reflecting the urgency of the task at hand and would give the Mayor vital evidence to lobby government to make sure its targets for the climate emergency are met. This is a sensible investment because of the huge financial risk represented by the climate crisis. London cannot plan effectively for the years ahead while it sits in the dark without the latest research about how this city can play its part and reach its climate targets. And it seems the Mayor agrees. Just yesterday, he confirmed that his officers are looking into enhancing this tool and taking into account changes in the methodology for calculating London's carbon emissions. This work is expected to be completed by September 2021, and I hope that the work makes the tool 2030 compatible and fit for responding to the climate emergency, rather than just an instrument for maintaining business as usual until it's too late. Now, with the prospect of lockdown easing, Londoners will be looking forward to safely travelling around their city again. Yet many of London's streets are still hostile with dangerous traffic, polluted air and few safe places to cross the road. As I mentioned last month, too many streets fail to meet basic accessibility requirements such as dropped curbs and even footways. This creates barriers for people pushing buggies, walking with a stick or white cane, or using a mobility scooter. And is particularly a problem in Outer London, where 1.5 million trips a day are made by vehicle, which could be made on foot. We propose investing in measures to make it nicer and safer to walk in Outer London. Our plans include 80 individual improvements like zebra crossings, safer junctions and pavement widening schemes. We propose to bring the charge for illegally parking or loading in line with the penalty charge for the congestion charge, which was increased to £160 in January 2018. This would increase revenue by around £10 million a year based upon existing collection rates and net revenue after bad debt. And again, it seems the Mayor agrees with this good idea. His Deputy Mayor for Transport has written to the relevant Minister at the Department for Transport since the last budget meeting asking about this discrepancy. Another key part of making London and TfL future-proof is diversifying TfL's income beyond fare payers who are currently propping up our transport network. Many organisations agree that an effective way of doing this would be introducing smart, fair, privacy-friendly road pricing per mile driven. This could provide the solution to London's congestion, pollution and funding problems in one go. But we need to take Londoners with us every step of the way so they can help us upgrade the blunt tools of the congestion charge and ULEZ, which fail to discourage driving once they've been paid each day. This is why I'm also proposing that we use the money we have available to fully engage and consult with Londoners on road pricing and make sure no one feels left behind as we develop this vital policy. We know that everyone here today wants to see the city they love recover as quickly as possible, to look out for Londoners most at risk and to make sure London builds back better and comes out of this prepared for the challenges that lie ahead. The last year has shown us how Londoners can put differences aside, come together and work constructively with one another when a crisis presents itself. That is why I'm urging you once again to put politics and point scoring aside, recognise the vitally important issues this amendment seeks to address, and act in the same spirit this city has done over the past year by voting to pass this budget amendment. I once again move the City Hall Greens amendment and call on all Assembly members to vote for it.